Okay. In first, in simple terms, what is the integration? We call it the reverse process of differentiation. Okay. But in actual, from the word integrate, we are actually talking about the total or the sum of anything. And yes, it has a lot of applications in a lot of calculations that are done in economics, in mechanics. We will be doing finding the area uh, under a curve, and that curve could represent anything, population, rate of decay, which all of these are little things that are important. But in simple terms, integration is the reverse process of differentiation. Now, how do we integrate anything? Let me just focus on that first. Okay. Now, this is the sign for integration. I hope I made it decently enough. And let's say I have to integrate x over here. Why is I have written dx over here? I'll talk about it later on. Integration is as simple as the power of x over here is 1, right? So we increase the power by 1, we add 1 power, so this will become x power 2, and then we divide it by 2, and that is it. So whatever you get for your variable, whatever power you have, you add 1 to the power, and then you divide it by the new power. That is the basic of integration. So I can write anything over here. Let's say if I have to integrate x to the power 2 upon 3, right? All you will have to do is you will have to add 1 over here. 2 upon 3 plus 1 is, uh, get rid of the integration sign. That becomes what? Exactly, beta. So in integration, we add the power. So we add 2 upon 3 plus 1, that's 5 upon 3. And then we divide it by the new power. Exactly the reversal of what you did in differentiation. You can just write it as 3 upon 5, x to the power 5 upon 3. Okay, so that is the basic on how you integrate any of these variables that you will get once I'm done with this explanation. Okay, now let me relate it to what we learned. Let's say you learned y is equals to 2x square plus 5x minus 6. Let's say this was the equation, and you found your dy dx as, I think everyone will have a good idea about this. This will become 4x plus 5, right? Now, it is also possible that we are given this gradient or dy dx and we are asked to find what was the original equation, right? Now, when we are finding the original equation, basically that means we are finding, or basically we are integrating this term over here. Now, when we integrate, we bring the dx on this side, and in A2 maths, we will learn in more detail about this dx over here and this dy over here. But in simple terms, I'll just tell you this. The derivative of y is dy. The derivative of x is dx. This is basically the derivative of y with respect to x, right? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 that we do. So this is what dy dx is. But in actual, what happens is when we are differentiating, I'll just quickly tell you so that we can quickly move on. The derivative of y is dy. We differentiate this over here, 4x plus 5, and we have the derivative over here, and we simplify it and write it as dy by dx becomes 4x plus 5. Now, when we integrate, the first thing will be, well, you don't have to do it, but still, because you'll always see this dx written in the questions, this derivative of this variable must be always be here. Now, once you have done this, you will make the integral sign on both the sides. Okay, the derivative of y was dy, so the integral of dy will become y itself. Okay, so this will become y is equals to, what did I just tell you, people? We add 1 power, so this will become power 2 divided by the new power plus 5. And at the moment, if you have only 5, the x power is 0, right? So you, when you add 1, this becomes 5x. Obviously, divided by 1, I will not write. And this is where the most important thing comes up for differentiation. And that is you add a constant over here. You write plus c. Now, why do I write plus c? You can just see it from the original equation. Mouth, close the light so that you can see it clearly. ठीक है? पीछे 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 जाओ, दर्द ही नहीं देते, बाहर जाओ, लेफ्ट पे, हाँ ये लेफ्ट से थर्ड वाली है, नीचे नीचे की तरफ है ना, लेफ्ट से थर्ड वाली, सॉरी गाइस. Just a moment. Okay. Camera be on हुआ है. Just switch off the camera over here. Okay. So when we basically differentiate, what happens is this constant over here that becomes a zero, right? So we always add a c over here because it is highly possible that when we differentiate it, this constant became a zero. So in the original equation, we will have to find this value of the constant. Yes, it can be zero, but it can be any value as well. So whenever you integrate, you will put a constant c over here or a k, whatever it is. There will be cases where we will not be doing this, but I will tell you about that later on. At the moment, every time you integrate anything, you will put this plus c over here. You know the basis of integration, right? Okay. So this is how you integrate. Now, I'll just show you a couple of questions over here on the board, and let's quickly go over them, and then some of the questions you will do on your own. So 15x square will become 15x cube upon 3 or 5x cube, right? I will not do any steps over here. 14x6 will become 14x7 upon 7. When it is in the denominator, you first bring it in the numerator. Please leave the 2 as it is and bring it in the numerator. And then you again add power 1 and divide it by the new power. So the new power is minus 2. So this will become x power minus 2 divided by minus 4. And this will be the integral. Give me a thumbs up if you're all of you are clear up till now on how we'll be integrating each of these terms. Quickly. Sama, Ali, Abdullah, Subhan. Okay? Okay. Okay. Again, as with differentiation, we will not integrate anything that is in the numerator. We'll bring it in the denominator. Oh, sorry, in the numerator first, and then we'll integrate. And doesn't matter. Dekho, if this is root x over here, when you bring it in the numerator, that becomes 4x power minus half, right? And then simple as this. We add power 1. So minus half plus 1 is half. And then we divide it by half. So this will become 8 x power half. And that is it. There's nothing more to integration at the moment. But first, let's quickly practice some of these questions. And then I will, today, only in today's class, we'll also discuss the next worksheet, which is finding equation of a curve, which I was just mentioning a couple of minutes earlier. We will discuss this as well before we end the class. So quickly, I want everyone, I have attached the integration worksheet on WhatsApp. I will attach it on WhatsApp if you want as well. Abdullah, you won't have the worksheet access right now. Yeah. The rest of you may start better. Please start off with, I would suggest start off with question number 2. Now, in question 2, don't get confused. This is f dash means dy dx is given, right? So when you integrate, you will get y, f of x. All right. So Abdullah, you can just look at the screen and try and attempt questions from question number 2. And we'll do some of question number 3 as well. The remaining parts, please make sure you practice. आप इसमें से A और D करो. Question 3 में से E, C, F करो. Question 4 is very simple with the integration sign आ गया है. Okay, so let's do these 6, 7 parts right now. Once we have the basic idea of integration, we'll discuss how to attempt question 5, and that will be it. We'll move on. Start. And if you have any questions, obviously, please let me know.
Sorry.
Okay. Then, how do we integrate? We increase the power by 1, so this will become minus 6, right?
Minus 6 upon minus
This
6.
will become minus 1, so divide by minus 1, and this will become 4x. So this will become 3 upon 2. So minus 3 upon 2 x power minus 6 plus 3 power x minus 1 and minus 4x. Right, Subhan?
Ji, sir.
Clear? Okay.
Yes.
With any of the other questions, you will first have to open up the bracket. Let's say for question number 4 part F, you will first write it as 5 upon x to the power what? This is 1.5, so 3 upon 2. Then this goes in the numerator, and then you increase the power by 1, that will become minus half, and then you divide by minus half. So minus 10 x power minus half, and you can also write this answer as minus 10 upon root x is the same thing. ठीक है? I hope everyone has understood the basics of how to integrate. Beta, give me a thumbs up if you people have. Let's move forward. ठीक है? अच्छा, with question 5, this will be your homework, beta. But let me just tell you, because for all of these questions, you will first expand the brackets. 3C. Let me check. Yeah, beta, that is what I was saying, Vajiha. That with any of these questions, you will first expand the whole thing. So this will become x square minus 8x plus 2x is minus 6x minus 16. Then you again open, and then you integrate each term individually. For all of these questions in question 5 as well, if it is a whole square, you whole square, matlab you apply this a square minus 2ab plus b square, okay? And then you integrate each term individually. All right. So this is something you people will be figuring it out for your homework. Make sure you definitely do it, because I have seen these kind of questions appear in the past papers. Okay. Any question from 5 you would want me to do? Chalo, I will do it and then we'll move on. Any question from question 5? Tell me apart. Anyone? Give me a suggestion.
Uh,
Subhan.
part E.
Part E.
Part E.
Part E तो बहुत आसान है, लेकिन चलो कोई और देखता हूँ, कोई और. Part I. Okay. So I will do part I because I don't know. It looks tricky, but let's see. Dekho, in part I, first of all, I will ignore the integration sign and expand it. When I whole square, that is a squared. So this will become 2 square 4x, right? A square minus 2ab. So 2 into a into b, 3 upon x square root x plus b squared. So 3 upon x square root x whole squared. Let's simplify it first. 4x, root and root cancels. This will become minus 3 to the 4. Sorry, 2 to the 4, 4 3 is the 12. And this x comes up. And when I whole square this will become 9 upon x4 into x. Agreed? So yeah, so when I bring it in the numerator, that will become 9x power minus 5. Some are you clear so far? And then I integrate each term individually. This will become power minus 1 divided by minus 1. This will become 9x power minus 4 divided by minus 4. And then you can just simplify it. Minus minus becomes plus, 2 ones are 2 twos are. So that's straightforward. Okay. If you have any confusions, do let me know with the integration process. Anyone over here? Ali, Abdullah, Sama, Subhan, Uruj, Wajia, and Mr. Muhammad Samir Uvalno. You are fine? What? Oh, yes, beta Mohammed. A nonsense, beta. As I said, I told you earlier, it is again, dekho, beta. Where I also make mistakes sometimes is because sometimes the calculation is lengthy. I will make a mistake with the adding of power. I will forget that this was a minus over here and take it as minus, and then spend 20 minutes on the question trying to figure out the mistake. But this is how you do the integration. That's it. There's nothing more to it. If you're able to do the steps properly, we are done with the integration, to be honest. We are done with the integration. There is nothing more to it. Now, I will explain one or two questions, because listen, I have explained how to integrate any of these questions, right? You know how to integrate. I will just quickly explain how to find the equation of a curve. All right. From question 1, let's take part B over here. So the dy dx over here is okay. So in part B, we are given dy by dx as 2x 3x minus 1. Part B है ये. Okay, I'm not doing part D, it's part B. And point P is minus 1 and 2. It's on the curve. We have to find the equation of the curve. The first thing is we'll integrate both the sides. And when I integrate this will become y. Achha, before integrating, I'll just tell you one thing. But make sure your brackets are, you get rid of your brackets first. ठीक है, ये dy लिख लिया मैंने and we'll write the dx over here. This is the proper way of working. ठीक है, for integration. Now put the sign of integration on both the sides. When I integrate dy, that becomes y. This becomes 3 upon 3. This becomes 2x square upon 2. And we add a constant. In the first instance, when I did integration, I did explain why do we add a constant, right? So my equation is 2x cube minus x square plus c. And to find the value of c, we have this point on the curve. All right, minus 1 and 2. So I'll just put minus 1 and 2 over here to find c. So this will become 2 minus 2 minus, this will be 1 plus c. Be careful with this cube and whole square wala. Sometimes I do make mistakes with these calculations, okay? So be careful with these. So c is equals to 2 plus 3, which is 5. Once you get the c value, you get the mark anyways. But because it asks us to write down the equation, so I will write my final equation as y is equals to 2x cube minus x square plus 5. When you find the dy dx, it will come out as the same answer over here anyways. Okay? Guys, are you clear on how to find the equation using integration?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Subhan. Are you asking, sir? क्या कह रहे थे?
No, sir. I.
ठीक है, अच्छा बेटा, listen. देखो, because I've been teaching, it's a habit now. I do all of these steps that I'm showing you right now. But this is really important if you don't want to waste time trying to figure out your silly mistakes, do all the steps. Because as we go towards past paper questions, you will be solving equations for a whole page, right? Adding, subtracting, integrating two different equations, then subtracting their values and what not. But if you are doing all the steps, you won't make these silly mistakes that can happen. So let's start off from question number 1. Again, the integration process remains the same. You expand, simplify, then integrate, and then plug in the values to find the value of c. If you're clear, start off. Start off from question number 1a. Let's not skip out on any part. Let's try and make sure that by Monday we are done with these 11, 12, 13, 18 questions, right? And then the chain rule. So that comes later. I would rather discuss the chain rule as well, but let's see. For instance, pehle to I will always say simplify it, okay? So 2x cube upon x square minus 6 upon x square, right? So your simplified equation becomes 2x minus 6x power minus 2. Right now I integrate each term, so 2x will become 2x square upon 2 and 6x minus 2 will become 6x minus 1 upon minus 1, right?
Yes, sir. बस
सही
सर
है?
मैंने simplify किया था उसको.
अच्छा, अब जब ये आ गया 6 upon x plus c, now in place of x and y just put 7 and 3. 7 is equals to 3 square 9 plus 6 upon 3 is 2 plus c. So c will be 7 minus 11, which is minus 4, right? So your final equation becomes x square plus 6 upon x minus 4.
-4.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. अच्छा, if you have understood these basic ones, इसी वर्कशीट में से आपको कुछ और different questions दे रहा हूँ. Let's first try these out, okay? इनको try करते हैं. Hopefully that will give you a better understanding के what is expected of you now. Lovely. Let's see if people can do 14. 12 and 14, beta. These are just your two questions that I want you to do before the class ends, and then the remaining you can practice them by Monday. Let's see. Okay, it says a curve is such that dy dx is equals to k plus x. Given that the tangents to the curve at the point where x is equals to 5 and x is equals to 7 are perpendicular. Now, first, let's try and understand what this actually means. let's say this is the curve, okay, and let's say this is one tangent, which is very bad, but anyways, and let's say this is another tangent. I have not been able to draw it very nicely, but what I know is that they are perpendicular. This is what actually means. When x is equals to 5 and when x is equals to 7, the tangents, they are perpendicular to each other. So that's the first bit we have to understand. And what we also have to remember is that if two lines are perpendicular and let's say this line has a gradient of 3, the perpendicular line will have a gradient of negative 1 upon 3, right? Negative reciprocal. So that's the first bit. Vajia and Sama, have you both understood up till now? Okay, so now the gradient at the point x is equals to, where is the question? Eh? Okay. Okay, so the gradient at the point x is equals to 5 will be k plus 5. And the gradient at the point x equals to 7 will be k plus 7. Now, what I know is that if, let's say, this had a value of 3, this should have a value of negative 1 upon 3. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they are not equal, they're negative reciprocals of each other, right? Which means what? That I can write this k plus 5, I can take the negative reciprocal is of this, and that will become is equals to negative 1 upon k plus 7. Yes? Because if I take the negative reciprocal of this, they will become equal. You know? So I take the negative reciprocal of 1 k plus 7, that becomes minus 1 upon k plus 7. I cross multiply, that becomes k square plus 12k plus 35 is equals to minus 1. K square plus 12, I hope I'm doing this maths correct. Plus 36 is equal to 0. So when I factorize this will become k plus 6 and k plus 6. So the value of k will be minus 6 only. Clear, Mohammed? Sama and Wajia, both of you clear? Quadratic, yeah, quadratic, beta, middle term breaking basic. Right? Middle term breaking factorization, whatever you want to call it. Everyone else as well, beta, if you're clear, do let me know, because I mean, karna wahi tha, you just had to understand what actually was happening. So now once you have the value of k over here, which is minus 6, Subhan, you got minus 6 for k?
Yes, sir. Minus 6. Yeah, I did.
Okay,
6.
lovely. So now once you have this dy dx, now you integrate, put the points over here, 10 minus 8, and you get the value of you get the equation of the curve. That's it. Okay, and before the time ends, look, I will just discuss what to do in question 14, then you do it on your own. Mohammed, look at the board beta. Dekho, over here we are given d square y d square x. Right? Given that the curve has a minimum point, what does minimum point means? That dy dx is 0. So you will first integrate this term and you will get a term of dy by dx and you will write plus c because you are integrating. Now, once you have done this, the dy dx value will be 0. You will have the value of x as 3. You will get the value of c. Okay? Okay, once you're done with this, you will integrate it one more time to get the equation of the curve, and you will plug in these values. अब अगली बार प्लस सी के बजाय प्लस के लगा देना ताकि देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. ओके, you will get the equation of the curve. Now, once you have this equation of the curve पूरी आ जाएगी आपके पास, then you will differentiate it again and you will get two values of x, where because when it says a maximum point, or you don't even have to do that. Once you get dy dx once you get dy dx, uh, you get the value of c over here. Most probably it will be a quadratic. Okay, you will solve it and get two values of x. One of them has this x value 3. But no, to find the coordinates, you will have to get the equation of in terms of y anyways. Okay? But again, you will just have to do integration and then differentiate नहीं करना. dy ds को यूज करना होगा, but coordinate, y coordinate निकालने के लिए, क्योंकि maximum point का जो coordinates होंगे, when you try to find the coordinates, you will need the equation for that, right? And that is it. That is all you will have to do. but I would want you people to give it an attempt because if I try and start explaining it, I'll just explain the whole thing. Then there will be no point. Okay. So I want you people to try this question before the class ends. Okay. If you people don't get it, then I will do it on the board, but it is nearly 6. Still stay back and do complete this question. मैं खामोशी से बोर्ड पे कर रहा हूँ. Right. Hmm? हाँ नहीं नहीं ये सॉल्व होगी. Okay, and then how do I find the value of k over here? I will put in these values, so I'll get the equation of the curve, है ना. अब maximum point के लिए क्या करना होगा? dy dx को मैंने 0 रखा, x square plus 8x minus 33 is equals to 0. x की दो वैल्यूज आएंगी. अब कैसे आएंगी? 11 3 सही है. x plus 11 और x minus 3. तो x is equals to 3 तो ऑलरेडी आया हुआ था हमारे पास. So the other x value will be minus 11. You will, once you have the value of k, you will put minus 11 over here and you get the value of I as well. Coordinate of maximum point आ गया. Clear Sama? अच्छा चलेंगे सब. Okay.